Well, hello there. How are you, my friends, my crafty friends? I'm just wondering how you're doing today and what your weather's like. It is lovely today. It's not hot, but it is sunny and it's just nice. I appreciate it this way. I have been super busy this morning. Hard to believe, but I have mowed my front lawn, been a good dog mom, and cleaned up the poop patrol. I'm doing my live now, cat. It says 3:27. That's weird because it is 2 p.m. here in Bellingham. My clock just went off. Huh, isn't that weird? I wonder why I would say that, because that is like an hour and almost a half different than what I've got. So here I am, I'm going away for the weekend. I'm going to go up to a friend's cabin near Silver Lake and have a crafty weekend with friends. Hi, Jan, good to see you. And I'm not sure what I'm taking. I've got a whole bunch of food ready. I know what my contribution is going to be, but I'm not entirely positive what other things I'm taking. Hi, Gladys. Good to see you. Oh, 90-degree weather this weekend. Wow. We were in the mid to high 60s yesterday with sunshine. And today it is, well, I have no idea what it is today, and my phone is hooked up to have a camera going. Let's see. I have, where was I? Oh, food. So I think the food's covered. I think I know what I'm taking. I've got everything chopped and ready and in the fridge. Just needs to go into the cooler. But then I've got clothes. I have not started on clothes. I'm sure I have to take clothes because it is a weekend. I will be changing. And then I think I have just decided that with the designer series paper I'm taking, I'm going to take all the coloring, the inks and the markers and, well, not markers probably, but the blends that go with them. I've got some projects in mind. I've got some things to finish. So I am hoping that when we're done today, I can clean up, get myself all together, and out of the house and on the road by 5. Let's see how well that goes. Hi, Sarah. Good to see you. Okay, I am going to just remind everybody really quickly that we have World Card Making Day, and that is coming up on October 4th, and you can sign up for free. It's October 4th, and I think it's 2 to 3. I'm going to say my time, but I could be wrong. I'd have to double check that one later. Let's see, anything else? I think that's it. So let's go right down to the table. Okay, I have kits to send. So Hillary Hamilton is going to get one. She's on vacation. She's out of town right now. Luann is going to get one. Cindy Grattan will get one. And Sarah, you're getting one. So these will be going out. Oh, good. I'm glad your kit is coming today. I got a delivery yesterday and realized that the one thing that I thought I had ordered, I did not. I did get the kit for World Card Making Day. That came yesterday. But I wanted the floral washi tape. I ordered the bundle. I did not order the floral washi tape. Sometimes I wonder about myself. So these are all ready to go. I'll put addresses on them and stamps and get them in the mail, probably on my way out of town. And let's see. What are we doing today? We're going to make a fall card. It's with the Gather Together suite. You are welcome, Sarah. The Gather Together suite. And it's just a cute little fun fold with a little flap. Sarah, don't pay too much attention to this because this is one of the things I'm going to be making up at the cabin to send out on the swamp. Well, you'll know exactly how to make it then. But I thought it turned out pretty well. We're going to start with the Gathering Moments Stamp and Dies, the bundle here. And I really like those. Ooh, hold on just a minute. I just realized I was going to be in the way, so I fixed that. I put myself smaller in the other corner. This, I really love the sentiments. I love the many thanks, and your friendship means the world to me. Expressing heartfelt gratitude, thankful to you. But the gather is just fun. Oh, you're welcome, Luann. I borrowed from the Autumn Toile, is it Autumn Toile? Suite, the Earthen Toned Metalic paper, which I think it looks brown, but there is a copper undertone to it, and I decided it would work just fine, even though there's gold. I have gone through almost one pack of this designer series paper. I really like it. I've got a lot of the strips in here, and I saw somebody do put it on like a square, like a strippy card, and then use this die. No, use the other die, the big one, to cut it out. And I thought that was a cool idea. So I think I'm going to do that. Maybe I'll try that up the cabin. This big die, the oak leaf. Maple leaf? Maple leaf. This is the oak. Anyway, it's kind of cool to have those lovely, lovely 2 large dies. And to make it even better, I embossed it with the embossing suite. It comes with the suite. Gathering Leaves embossing folder. Let's see. If I put this under here, you can maybe see the texture, the trees. I thought they went one way, but I think they can go either way. I was thinking, yeah, some are upside down, some are right side up. I just think it's a lovely folder. And look what it did to that beautiful Earthen Tones metallic paper. I just think that is lovely. Okay, put that away, put those away, out of the way. My thought is if I put everything in one basket over to my left, that I will be able to clean up quicker than normal, so I can start packing. We'll see how that works. I'll tell you next week. Here's this designer series paper. Now, I love this side. And this is the side I used on my first card that I made. The specialty paper with that lovely gold shining in it. Mine that I'm making today is one of the different patterns, but I sacrificed my favorite paper for you, so the kits are made with this. Hi, Cindy. Good to see you. Happy Friday. You are getting a card kit too, Cindy. But the back I also used because I thought this would be a good one to stamp on. And so let's go ahead and just start that. I've got the big gather stamp. Now I'm going to want my words to look like, well, to be readable, basically. So I'm going to try and stamp them fairly straight, kind of perpendicular to the pattern. Oh, I do like to do a test. Let's see, do I have any scrap paper around? Oh, here's my mat. Let's just make sure that's inking up well. Now I'm going to say that mine were cut a bit wrong. Oh, it would be great on the two-tone cardstock too. You're right. There's a lot of space, and they've been catching the ink. This one's not been too bad, but some of them have had stamp surgery. I made sure they all worked because I know that voids the warranty. But I was tired of little smudges, so I just took my trimmers and fixed them. So I am just going to put in gather several times. Stamp, not type. I'm going to go off the edge. My goal is to get one perfectly on the leaf so it's easy to read. I also want to have some leftover because it makes a nice little spot underneath on the inside. Oh, let's do another one. Another row. That one wasn't straight, but that's okay. So I just went ahead and stamped before I cut. I found that easier. However, when you do it, because I've already pre-cut the piece, you'll just have to figure that one out. Now I know that I'm going to want it at a bit of an angle. Which gather is going to... Actually, this is... Oh, I put that one over too far. It's going to have to be this one. So I need a couple more. Well, my line can come off the top. It doesn't have to come off the bottom. So let's put this one in here, so that this gather shows pretty much. I will be right back. I didn't bring my big one over. Oh, excuse me, Harley. Thank you. I am bringing my small cut and emboss machine over, the mini. So here we have our gather. I will figure out how to get a strip, or I'll use the earthen texture. We'll see what I use. Stamp over there. That over. And then what I did was I cut a second one. For you guys, I cut a second one. I obviously didn't cut it for myself. Out of Cajun Craze. So I'm going to borrow it from one of your kits. And I promise to put it back. The reason we need a plain colored one... Oh, you're having a glitch? I'm going out and then in again. That's weird. My sound could have been bad because I did have to go over to the embossing machine. This is going to give it more stability, because one of the things that the purpose of this is to hang over that edge and hold down the flap. So it's just kind of a cool way when you can always anchor something down. So I am going to glue this together and then set it aside. And we'll... My, that's messy. So what's everybody doing today? Or do you have big plans for the weekend? Oh, frozen and now it's working. Oh, good. All right, there it is. It's going to go on the card like this so that the little tree things go up and down. Vertical. The word is horizontal. I do have my words somewhere in their brain. Okay, put that aside. And bring in the rest of the items. Okay, so I've got a little crushed curry, a little bit of pecan pie, and a little bit of old olive. I'm going to stamp in those colors onto here. So I'm going to grab those colors right now, and we'll get the stamping done. And let's see. I have our stamps. This is what I mean by I really did trim this one off. I did stamp surgery. I left the foam, but trimmed off the rubber on, because you need to have the foam for a base. So you have to be careful not to cut it at an angle and ruin the integrity of your foam. So let's go ahead, grab Cajun Craze instead of Old Olive. Glad I saw that. Okay, here's our Old Olive. Now this is a distinctive stamp, and my Old Olive is a little bit gushy. So let's stamp off once. And then we'll stamp it on. I just like it a little bit lighter. You could also use your sponge daubers and daub on the ink if you wanted to. Oh, I think I used the wrong stamp. I'll have to clean that one before I put it into crushed curry. I wanted the larger one to be Old Olive. Isn't it nice that we have double-sided paper? I really appreciate that. Okay, let me clean my pad here. Ooh, a truth extraction cat, ouch. And you're going camping this weekend. Nice. Cindy, no big plans for the weekend, but if it's nice weather, ooh, making salsa tomorrow? Yum. Homemade salsa sounds good. And craft Sunday, that sounds good. Hopefully I'll be crafting most of the weekend. I didn't sign up for a dinner, but I'm making breakfast tomorrow morning. That's my big meal. Let's see how it looks stamped off. I really like the stamped off version, so that's what I'm going to use. And then my pecan pie. I think instead of pecan pie ink, I'm going to use early espresso today. It could be just a little bit darker. Stamp it off. And yeah, I like that. That works. So I'm going to close this up before I make a mess. You notice there's no blue today, so it's a fairly safe stamping day. It's the blue that gets me every single time. I want to put this on top of the kit so I remember that I have to cut one more piece of cardstock. Oh, there it is. It was hiding. Now I don't have to, I can put it back in. This is the one I chose for today with the mushrooms. Doesn't have the Old Olive in it, but that's okay. It will be fine. And this is 3 inches by 5 1/4. And it is going right on the front. So let's put that on and then it will be out of our way. This backside looks like beige, kind of swirled with white, and would be really nice if you were doing sentiments, just for sentiments, instead of using white cardstock or very vanilla or beige. I am going to use white anyway, because that's what I had handy. This is another one of the patterns. Isn't that pretty, the stripes? So I am going to put that on the inside. And the back side is early espresso with a little bit lighter circles. So this will go on the inside. And here is that strip. I just think that's so pretty. I really like it. But then again, it's shiny, so I guess we would expect that I would like it. Yes, getting glue all over is very easy to do. I usually try to clean this mat up with a little alcohol before I start. I didn't do that today. The suite is amazing and comes with early espresso and old olive. I thought early espresso would go nicely on the card, so I did a little double bow. I was measuring to see how much was 12 inches enough to do a double bow, and yes, it was, but it was tight and it was a little fumbly, so I gave you a few extra inches in yours for the kit. I figure if I was having a little problem, I didn't want you to have the problem for my envelope. Okay. I am going to go grab my tape because I see that I took everything off. I really like this low tack tape from 3M, I think it is. So I see I didn't get out the dies. I had them out last night though, so I could cut yours. Okay, here is our cute little acorn. Now I was telling you I got my order today, and I was absolutely thrilled that we now have more light. Let me make sure I get that. We've got water painters again, and so I put them on my order, and I like them. Since I've taped that down, let's see if I can just take a little piece off. So this will go on. I like all these leaves. And I like to stamp on the cardstock color that I'm using for the ink, because I don't love the little white edges. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Fall is great. I like fall too. And in fact, I have already got, I think I'll just run this through and do the last one by itself because I wasn't very organized on my tray. Sorry about the shaking. I am thinking of replacing my stand, and if I do that, I'm going to get one that will sit on the floor so that there won't be that shaking and it won't tip over forward. Right now, this is being held by vegetarian beans, baked beans, and 2 cans of pumpkin because I put my phone in and it attacked me. It looks like it's gotten a little bent over the years. So I think that's the problem. And I have used it for quite a few years. All right. One more to die cut, and then we'll finish putting everything together. Here we go. Now I know this is going to surprise you, but I just couldn't let those leaves and acorn go without some Wink of Stella. I felt it was absolutely necessary. So thank you, Cindy, for sharing. I don't know if I said that. Okay. I'm going to put this back in here. Do you ever have, I mean, I'm becoming paranoid about it, I think. just worrying about everything being in its place so that I don't lose dyes. I did find when I was cleaning things out a dye. I don't know what it's for. Oh, Lori, hi from Sunny Birch Bay, from Sunny Bellingham. Okay, here we go. Isn't that pretty? The first thing I want to put on or figure out is my focal piece that's holding down my flap. So I am going to put this on with dimensionals, and I'm going to turn it over. Like this, and get my dimensionals out. I did a kit, a paper pumpkin kit, on our Monday, second Monday of the month. We do a kit together. And it's just us on Zoom, and we just get together and we chat while we are having fun with putting together our cards. That's why we use kits, because I don't know about you, but my goodness, when I am chatting, it's hard for me to keep the concentration going and carry on conversations. Okay, that's probably more than enough. Let's pull this off. And you know what? When you do this and you make a mistake and you put it in the wrong place, it's not that big a deal. You just take your scissors and you cut it. It's only sticky on the surface. Oh, thank you, Kat. Excuse me for liking and sharing. Oh, I think I need some ice water. So I am drinking ice water today. That's because I really couldn't justify another cup of coffee because I've already had 3, maybe 4. There's a possibility. Okay, here we are. Puts out. You just kind of have to lift this up and put it under. There. On this particular one, the first one I had to cut off. I was off. It was too turned, so I had to cut the bottom of the leaf off. Now, for my favorite part, adding Wink of Stella to anything. That is my favorite part. And yes, it will move around the ink a little bit. But that's okay. I'm going to run that over on a piece of white just to make sure that I didn't pick up any color. Although I suppose with fall it doesn't really matter if you got a little green in with the crushed curry. And then the acorn. I do like Wink of Stella. It needs a different color top because I put this down and I can't see it on my white table. I think I'm going to use one of my small dimensionals on the green because it needs to go over this one. So I'm just going to put a dimensional down here. And it's going to be on top of the oak leaf. So I'll just put a little Seal Plus on that. So there's one. With the crushed curry leaf, I just need, I think, a little dimensional right in here. is the wrong side. Let's see if I can get that out. Well, I can throw that one away and start over again. I'll put it on this side. And then there is that one. I am going to then take my bow, which I'm sure is hiding here under something. There it is. And I did a double bow, just so to have a little sturdier. I'm going to use a glue dot and put it on. And maybe take my glue dot and roll it up a little bit. Although I am putting I'm going to put it right about there. I am glad you like it, Cindy. Yes, there is a little bit of bling. Oh, drinking iced coffee. Well, I guess with that tooth extraction, that's true. You have to be a lot more careful, and you can't use straws. That would be very painful. And I'm going to try and straddle this knot. So I'm going to put a small one right here at the top. And I have half of a small one that I'm going to put at the bottom. I was doing something fairly small the other day and didn't need both halves. All right, let's see if I can pick those up and put them in the garbage. Okay, here we go. Put this over the top. Then the only thing we have left to do is the envelope and the inside. I think I need to do a little more gather at the bottom. Oh. Those little dimensional backs, they get everywhere. Let's do one more row. And then I'm just going to cut off about, let's see, the inside, I need to tell you, the inside is a little different size because you need some lapping over for this piece. This is, it's exactly 4 inches. So I cut 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. So it's just a little different measurement. So let me cut 1/2 inch off of this. Let's see. I think I trimmed that just a little bit crooked. Do you trim things crooked? I know I trim things crooked. You'd think with the cutter right here that would not happen, but it does. And I don't have a whole word. I have just part of a word, so I'm going to put this on the bottom. Let me do another 1/2 inch. Do I like the other part of the word better or this part? No, actually, I like this. It's always good if you have things right side up. I think I like this one. I think you can figure out that it says gather. I know, bling is good. I'll put this on and then trim off the little bit that's left. Let's see. Move it on this side, a teensy bit on this side. Let's do a little Seal Plus. And trying to line it up with the top of this piece. And there is our card. Nope, we're not done. We do not have enough bling on this card yet. So let's use those Cajun, Craze, and gold dots that are part of the suite. They do come in 3 sizes. Let's see. My Take Your Pick tool is handy. I'll undo that pokey part. Thank you for remembering to write that you liked and shared the video here so that I know I can write you down that you shared. I don't know why. If it's me, I have trouble finding where I can access that information. So I'm going to put a larger one down here on the brown because I think it'll show up a little better. Then I'm going to do a medium. Then there are more of the medium sized. I'm going to put that right in here with that little. And I'm going to do another medium probably up here. Doesn't show up a lot, but in person you can see the bling. Now let's do our envelope because, as you know, as I've said before many times, a pretty front, a pretty inside, and because I write a lot, I a lot of times don't stamp on the inside, although sometimes I'll do it right before I send it. Let's see, tuck that under. Grab my little strip. That was the wrong envelope. Since I had them all in an envelope, you would think there'd be an envelope sitting right here, wouldn't you? Well, just like me, you would be wrong. Let me grab another one. Good grief. Sometimes I think if I had a brain, I'd be dangerous. Okay, here we go. And I am going to use my Seal Plus, and I'm going to run it right along the edge because I'm tired of getting glue all over my fingers when I do envelopes. So the other day when I was doing a lot of envelopes, because I was finishing up some unfinished objects, little UFOs that sit behind me, I thought there's got to be a better way. And so Seal Plus, as long as you carefully get it close to the edge in the folds, it's good. I do a little back fold here, so I can just put that down. And then I'm going to cut the bottom off. And I like keeping that little curve at the, just because it makes me happy. I like curves. When I go on trips, or going out for the day running errands, I go around in circles. I'm circular. I don't like to drive back the same way I went. Although right now, since it is still roadwork season, and it's still roadwork season on my street, I'd really wish I would remember to take and go right out of my driveway and kind of the back roads instead of going straight up to the freeway. Because I can guarantee you there's a bit of a wait now. Although I will say when I went up on Thursday, I had a chiropractor appointment, hurt my back Wednesday while I was fighting with the wisteria bush again. I got a lot cleaned out though. I think it was taking revenge on me, the wisteria. So there's our card. 2 different designer series papers. I personally, this is my favorite of the designer series papers. But this is also pretty, and it's a very nice fall card. So I'm glad you liked it. Any questions? You might want to think about putting the second Monday of the month on your calendars. And I can send you the link if you would like to come to my Kit Together and just be a community and chat together on Zoom. I had a great time this week. It's from 10 to 11:30, and I think I was on until 12:30 or 1. And thank you, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Happy crafting. Yes, I guess I need to start packing if I'm going to be out of here in 2 hours and 20 minutes. And thank you so much.